Hey everybody, Curious here. I was looking at one of Graytex's videos, Atheism, bickering, or wait, how did that go? Wait, uh, atheist community bickering? Never. Graytex's little accent, never. And it's like, there's a big split right now between secularists and skeptics. And I choose the side of the skeptics. And the reason I do that is for a lot of reasons. And I'll get to them in just a second. But I'm looking through this, and I watched this video, and I left a comment saying, I don't agree with this, da-da-da-da. Because what he had said is that since we became polarized because of the atheist-theist debate, and we got something emotionally gratifying out of it, a validation. He didn't exactly say it in these words, but since we got a validation out of it, we would choose to do this again in another scenario, and a smaller segregations of topics for that additional reward. In other words, we supposedly would start arguing among each other just like we did with the deists because it's there. Now, logically, that does have some merit, but I can't help but feel that that's just a deflecting argument, because in the first place, we were there because there was a problem. The problem is that we had theists who weren't representing truth, or at least opinions and subjects that we felt mattered, that our opinion weighed in on. Much like what he said, except that there was a point to making those objections and putting in the time and the effort to express our opinions. Apparently, you can't do that without just seeking the reward. I don't accept that totally, though, that you can't just have an opinion and by rote it's just the effort that you're after and not the objective that you sought. Well, whatever that objective would be, the point is to make things clearly as you can. So, basically, when you try to say that, oh no, it's just the ends you're seeking, and all you really care about is just getting that gratification out of it, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I could see that logically as, well, that's a big part of internet life, and it used to be a lot more. I don't know how the Pwnage years changed from now, but they did. Now YouTube's different because it's set up differently, so that puts different benchmarks on how you achieve success in it. But the thing is that I don't think you can really justify derailing the skeptic's argument or complaint just because you happen to hold, well, you never said it, but it's obvious your side is the secularist view. Now, I don't have a problem with secularism, especially non-Christian issues. I don't. I really don't. But even with Christianity, my skepticism says that when it's science and nature, it's wrong to try to obfuscate reality in a way that isn't true. And with religion, we have these problems of outdated modes of concepts of how the world works, how the universe functions. But I can't stress enough that that should be the primary goal of atheism. Because you ever notice it's always the fallback position of anyone in the atheist community is first, I believe that in one less God than you. And it's always the basis of that is skepticism. It's not secularism. Well, at least for the basic argument. But then you see the secularists come in. The anti-bigotry, the the progressive social political views. And no, you do not get to earmark those values into a skeptics movement. Some of us are even skeptical in political ways. And frankly, there's a lot to be skeptical about social progressive views. Really. And we should be skeptical, even if we are progressive. I'm economically progressive, and yet I'm still skeptical about it. I'm culturally conservative. In other words, I believe in small government, and yet I see all the problems with that. Apparently, I got accused by somebody below the comment about, being too dumb to see it, Well, I haven't had the best education, but it's been a hell of an education online. And yes, I think about all sides of the issues. That's what skeptics do, And so, but basically, there's a point where to draw the line. And those values aren't mine. Most atheists don't have a problem with that. Half the people, almost all the people I'm sub to, don't have a problem with that at all. Even Thunderfoot doesn't have a problem with a lot of that. So, really, I think it's a little bit more realistic to say that there is a valid issue here. And despite your argument, which is true, besides that, there is a point to be made. It's in the argument, despite the validation. And that's something everybody should consider. If we're supposed to consider what the other side's thinking, time for you to do it too. Okay? Okay. That's how this went.